Yeah, very good morning, guys. Okay, so lastly, last class I given you an introduction to NT framework, right? Okay, we created a project also. Now let me delete it, recreate the project. What is the name we have given? MVC EF, I remember. Didn't we save in this folder? Maybe we saved it in a wrong folder. Okay. Hmm. So let me create a project. What is the name? MVC with EF NT framework code DB first one. Okay. So what is the first step? You need to add the EDM tool, NT data model tool in your project. Add a new item. To SQL, we added an item link to, but in NT framework, we use a tool called as EDM, Entity Data Model. So this is what we require to select ADO.NET Entity Data Model. Give a name for this, and I said you any name is okay here. So simply I'm giving the name as a test EF, test entity framework. Before I add this, just a minute, observe it. When you're working with a link, we discussed like some references are required, system.data.link. By default, that system.data.link reference is not there, and we added the war designer that added the system.data.link there, correct? Here also, when you are going to add the EDM tool, it will add you some references. Okay, let me add it. You will see them on the top only. No worries. Let me continue. New item, data, give a name of your choice, test EF or NT framework. So when I do that, yeah, it'll ask you. And I said you different options are there. And right now what we're required to choose is the first option. What is that? EF designer from database. We'll talk about the other also. Click next. And here, what you're required to do is you're required to specify your connection details. And here our connection is not there. What is that? CSDB. So how this CSDB came? Actually, if you configure any database under the Server Explorer, Array, in link to SQL, I shown you configuring your database under Server Explorer, right? Same like this, if you configure any database under the Server Explorer, automatically the database details will be loaded here. So in one of my batch, I configured the CSDB database there. That is where that is coming in the list here. That is why it is coming in the list here. So let me click on the cancel, observe it, open the Server Explorer. See that? It's configured. Sir, what about this one? Second one is not coming. Actually, the SQL Server, guys, this is the Oracle. And we are configuring with SQL Server. So it's shown only SQL Server, not showing Oracle. Okay, just a minute. Without confusion, let me delete this from my Server Explorer. Yeah, nothing is configured in the Server Explorer, right? And because nothing is configured in the Server Explorer, yeah, see now, empty, clear. If you configure in the Server Explorer, that will come here. If you don't configure, new connection, you should click on the new connection and continue with the process. You know this server SQL authentication, SA 123, optional, save my password, choose your database here, MVC DB, test. Okay. See there, your database is loaded. And in the here, it will provide you two radio buttons asking you, shall I write this connection string into the config file or not? Shall I write this connection string in the config file or not? Yes, I want to write the connection string in the config file. Choose yes. Third, in the bottom here, it will show you, I'm going to store or I'm going to save the connection string with the name MVCDB entities. If you want to change, you can change it, and that name doesn't matter for us. Okay. Sir, why, sir? When I'm reading the connection string, this name is important now. Yes, sir, not. You don't require to read this connection string. It is automated now. It will only read. It will only read. In link to SQL, we read that only I said you. Last class I said, you remember? It's a more advanced and simplified version. You don't even require to read the connection string from the config file. That only will take the responsibility. Okay? Just what you require to do is create the context class instance, default constructor. And that class only will be reading you the name automatically. Are you clear? Okay, but to read that name, some standards are there. I'll tell you all the appropriate thing. Click on the next button. And now it will ask you which version of the NT framework you want to use. Let us go with the latest NT framework 6. Click on the next button. And here it is retrieving the database information. And you can see all the tables here, all the processing. So whatever you want to work with, just select them. I'm selecting the department table and the employee table. Click on the finish button and immediately it will configure and bring you everything. Yesterday we got this installation error. Ignore it. Don't bother. This is a warning. That's all. Nothing about that. It'll give you that warning multiple times. If you don't want to see that, there is a checkbox. Don't show it. Just click on that. It won't show you again. Yeah. You will see a visual representation of your tables. I hope this is the same thing we saw in our link to SQL, but here we dragged and dropped, and here we configured. There we drag and drop, but here we configure the wizard. The wizard configuration will bring you. Okay, observe this. Yeah, DID, DName, location, EID, ENAME, job, salary, DID, status. Same. We saw in the last example, same only. But here, notice it. We have something new called as navigation properties. Can you see this? Navigation properties. So what is the name of the property? In department, there is a property with the name called as employees. In employee, we have a navigation property called as department. So what is this navigation property? By using the navigation property, we can navigate from one table to the other table directly. We can navigate from one table to another table directly and fetch the data from the tables without using joins. We can navigate from one table to other table directly and fetch the data from the tables without using joins, provided the two tables have a relationship. Yeah, the two tables have a relationship now. So because the two tables have a relationship, I can easily navigate from one table to another table. Answer my question. One employee can be associated with how many departments? Louder, yeah. One employee can be associated with one department only, na? See that in the employee, there is a property called as a department. So this will provide the information of the department associated with an employee now. Now tell me, one department can have multiple employees. Multiple employees. See the name of the property? Employees. Means for one department, how many employees are there? It will tell you now. Suppose you take department number 10. There are 5 employees working in department number 10. So it will bring you the information of all the employees now. And the employee table will bring you the information of the department. See, this is a scalar property, singular. Why? One employee, one department. But this is not a scalar property. This is a collection. Employees, not employee, employees. It's a collection. Understood? Because one department can be having multiple employees. One employee can be having only one department. So with the help of these navigation properties, what we can do is, I'll tell you, what's new in NT framework compared with linked SQL. First one, navigation properties. Navigation properties are the first one. By using these navigation properties, you can easily navigate from one table to another table. Yesterday, remember guys, what is that? If you want to get the data from two tables in the previous class, to get the data from the two tables, we written a join, right? With the help of a join, we got the data. But today, guys, I can get the data without a join. How, sir? I'll tell you. First, tell me, I want to write a simple query to fetch the data from employee table. Can you tell me a query? Select star from in DC dot employees. DC dot employees. Then we say select new of, and here we need to specify the column names now. And if I say select E, all columns will get. No, I don't want all the columns. I want only number, name, job, salary, and department ID. I don't want status. Then you're required to open the curly braces and tell the column names now. Tell me. E dot employee ID, E dot name, E dot job, E dot salary, E dot DID. This is clear? You know this 5 now? Okay. Now, what I just want is, sir, this is an employee data and you have a department ID. For this department, I have a corresponding name and location now. I want to get the data, and to get the data only we return a join there. But here what I can do, without writing a join, I can directly use my navigation property. E dot, what is the name of the property, guys? Department. This department directly provides you access to department table now. Dot DName. E dot department dot location. Done. That's it. I'll get the information from two tables now. Then nothing else. See, you're calling each and every property now. In the process, you call department property also. But employee ID is integer type. Name is string type. Job is string type. Salary is decimal type. Salary is a decimal type. Department ID is a integer type. Status is a Boolean type. Department is a department type. Array, department is a department type. And department gives, see, like this also. See, where EMP is equals to from E in simply DC dot employees. It will get me access to all the employees now. It will get me access to all the employees. Are you getting me? Okay. So we can directly access all the employees. Now I want to write a where clause on this. I want to write a where clause on this. If at all you want to write a where clause in this, last example, what I said to you, if you don't require where clause, you can directly write like this. If you want a where clause, you need to write a query. Remember or not? First example, when I talked with the student, I said to you, simply dc.students will get you all the data. But if at all you want to go for any conditions, clauses, then you're required to go for a query, but you are no need here. dc.employees.where. There is a method called where. You can use this where method and you can write up the condition. E dot department ID is equals to 10. Enough. Did you get me? What you'll get? All the employees corresponding to department number 10 now. So no need to write a query. No need. No need. If you want to get this data in a sequential order of their salary, in the sequential order of their salary, there is a method called as order by. Order by, and you can specify E lambda expression E dot salary. If you want descending, you can put DESC also there. Like this, direct methods are given to you to call it. This makes the work simple and easier. Are you clear? Okay, so this is the advantage what you'll be finding up in this compared with your link to SQL. Okay, well, still, we used a method there called as insert on submit. Remember? Yes or not? This method name is now changed. What is it? Without having a lengthy name like this, what you're doing by calling that method, you're adding a record to the table. Correct? Yes or not? Okay. So there is a direct method called as add. There is a simple direct method called as add. Are you clear? Add. You use a method called delete on submit now. There's the direct method called remove. Add a record, remove a record. We use the method called as submit changes. This method name is simplified. With that, you are saving the data now. So that's why they renamed it as save changes. If I don't tell anything separately, the name is same. What is it? Single, first or default. Those names are same here. No changes. Next. We had a data context, right? The parent class of our context class now. This name is now changed to DB context. This name is now changed to DB context. Okay. Some name changes you will be noticing and some simplified coding process also will be coming. And also remember in our link here, if I drag and drop one table, it will define a model class. Here also it defines. But there the model class contains a lot of code in it. Do you remember? Or how to resolve it later, I'll tell you. I said you, what is it? For every property, there will be a field, private field. Additionally, so many methods. If you go through that, a lot of logic will be there, guys. But here the code is very simple. You will not find anything except the properties. Maybe the code will be like how we used to write our model classes in our starting days of our, when we learned about models, how we used to write a simple class with automatic properties. Now also same, very clean and simple. Check it out. Once you do one thing here, once you created this NT framework, build your project once here. Build your project once for getting all the things working perfectly. And I'm selecting this. Why I don't select this? Because tomorrow when you get, you'll be confused. SAR did not get it. I'm getting it. That's why I did not. I need to select that. If you select off the checkbox, next time that message won't come. The framework is not installed. Actually, when I updated this recently, I'm getting this problem. I'll tell you what I'm doing. Actually, recently when I updated my studio, from then onwards, I'm getting a problem. See, earlier we got an error, na? It was not able to install NT framework properly. It was not able to install entity framework properly. I hope you don't get it. If you face that particular problem, NT framework is not installed. Actually, if NT framework is installed, here you should see this too. Earlier, I did not get this too. Earlier, I did not get this too. What is the meaning? NT framework is not installed properly. Simply, I go to package manager and I hope you remember this command. I already said you the command. What I install? That's what I done. That's all. If you face the problem, do this. That's all. Open the and run the command. How is it? And install -package NT framework. I hope you don't get the problem because after latest update on my system, I'm facing this particular issue. Let me check. I should not have any problem now. Yes, build succeed. Are you clear? Okay, well. So that's the reason why I said you build the project once. If any mistakes are there, we'll come to know. Okay. So hope you are not going to face any problems here. If you face it, the simple solution. What is it? Open the package manager console. How to open the package manager console? Remember, in the tools from where we selected manage NuGet packages, there only we'll find package manager console also. Open that and type it. What is that? Install -package. If you don't know the command, don't worry. There only it is showing you. When you open, this is what it shows you. Use this now. First, get help NuGet. Showing you here, see, type it as it is. Then it'll show you all the commands now. I used this command. Okay. Name is, name you know, NT framework. And if you face the problem only when you build, if you don't have any problem, no need, automatically it install. Otherwise, open the Solution Explorer here and verify in the references whether you see these two or not. This one is at you. When you install, these are installed. They are system.data.link. But here, actually, NT framework is only for SQL Server or for any data source. Any data source, SQL Server. Array, brainless fellows. Any data source here. Link to SQL is SQL Server. What I said here. Link to SQL is purely for SQL Server. NT framework works with any data source. So that's why you're finding two packages here. First package. This package is must for any data source here. Second package. Specific to SQL Server. Tomorrow, if you are working with Oracle, it is NT framework.oracle. First one will be same for all now. That is common for all. The second package name will be changing according to the database you're working with. It will be like NT framework.oracle, NT framework.mysql, that one. But first NT framework is going to contain commands common for all. Second one contains the code specific to the data source. Okay, fine. Now come here, watch it. And I said you remember the last class, the extension is edmx, stands for Entity Data Model Extension. We'll be finding some items here. The first one is, this is same like our MVC DB data context .cs. We have a file MVC DB data context.cs. Do you remember? When you expand that, under that, we'll find a class called MVC DB data context, right? This is also same like this only. Okay, what is the name of the file? When you expand it, then it'll show you the actual .cs file. And when you expand it, under that, you'll find your context class name. The context class name is different. What is the name? Sir, this name we saw somewhere. When we are configuring in the widget, we saw that, I will give this name to connection string. Do you remember that or not? Listen, your connection string, your context class name and connection string name, your context class name and connection string name would be same. If they are same, NT framework will directly read that, and you don't require to read it like what we have done in link to SQL. In link to SQL, you have explicitly read that value, do you remember? But here, no need. Provided both the two names are same. What? Name of the context class, name of the connection string. So what are the connection string name? MVCDB entities, correct? Actually, the context class name is MVCDB entities here. That is why it is using the same name to my connection string also. If you change that name, you need to manually read it again. Got it or not? Okay. Well, this is the item. If you expand, this is your class, and under this class, no confusions here, one and only one construct. See, the code is very clean and simple comparatively. The data context class, 4 constructors, some methods, private methods, so many things we saw. I said, you ignore all this private here, not only focus on what is important, 4 constructors. But you see, one and only one constructor. And I remember, I hope you remember these 2 properties now. What changed now? Table changed to DB set. Table changed to DB set. We have a class called table of T or table of entity. This name is now changed to DB set of entity. Sir, should I learn about DB set now? Did you learn about table? Then why you bother about learning about DB set? I said you a simple technique for all these things. What is that? To list. It'll convert into list. That is table DB set, none of my business here. Because what I have an option is to call to list. Or another thing I said even you directly send the DB set to the front end also, no problem. Because in the front end, I'll use IEnumerable. IEnumerable will hold anything. If I send a table also, it'll work. If I send a DB set also, it'll work. If I send a list also, it'll work. Provided I'm using IEnumerable. This is why I said on the views use IEnumerable. So tomorrow, whatever list comes there, code will work off now. Understood? Okay. So table change it to what? DB set. Okay now? So now, if you just observe this, this is our context class. Guys, how do you call a class as a context? You call a class as a context when it inherits from that context, when it is named as context. Inherits. This is what I said you already. It doesn't matter here. So what is the name of this class now? MVCDB entities. But this is our context class. Why? Because this is inheriting from the context now. And what is the name of the context class? Not data context. Just now I said you DB context. Observe it. Open. DB context. There, data context. Namespace name. Not here. There. I'm telling something, you're listening something. You don't have brain, I don't have system.data.link. It clearly shown here. It writes like that only, system.data.link.data context. If you noticed it, you have noticed that particular thing. Here, DB context, the namespace is system.data.entity. system.data.entity. There system.data.link. You're working with link. Yeah, you're working with entity framework now. So dot link change it to dot entity. Class name is DB context. And you can see is one window simple properties. So this is our actual table. Remember, I need to do all my CRUD on these only now. Departments, employees. But only thing is there we saw table, but here we saw DB set. There all the classes are from system.data.link namespace, and here all the classes are system.data.entity namespace. So this is from that system.data.entity only. Open that project and this project them side by side and just start comparing. There you'll find data context, DB context. Their namespace is system.data.link. Here namespace is system.data.entity. And these properties will be table of. Table, when you put your mouse, it will tell you the namespace system.data.link. But here it is a DB set, system.data.entity. Got it? Yeah, departments is what we have here. Departments and employees. Sir, can I use them and fetch the data? Yeah, guys, you can use and fetch the data now. Same way. Sir, where are these classes? The second question will be, where are these classes? Because in our link to SQL, we found those classes in the same file. All classes are in the same file. I said you also on that day, if there are 100 classes, all 100 will be on one file only. But that is also cleanly managed here. Every class is a separate file. For every class, a separate file. Do you want to see these classes now? Watch. Here, there is a separate item called as a testf.tt. If you expand that, there you have. Department, employee. Open the department, very clean and simple code, guys. Navigation property. It's a collection, I said, you remember? One department can have multiple employees. So employees is which type? See, collection of employee. Why? One can have multiple. And come to employee, guys. See there. Department type. Department is which type here? Department type scalar. This is scalar. One-to-many relationship. One-to-many relationship. What is that? One department can have. Okay. And one employee can have one department only. So this is called as a one-to-many relationship. Means from one side, if you look at it, it is like a one-to-one binding. From the other side, it is many-to-one binding. From which side many-to-one binding? Department side is many-to-one binding. From employee side, one-to-one binding. It's like a one-to-one binding. This relationship is called as one-to-many. One-to-many. Got it? Yes or not? Okay, so like this, we just have all the things defined. See, very clean and neat, no private fields, nothing. And here also, in link to SQL here, when you expand this here, you'll find a lot of members here, fields, methods, so a lot of nonsense. But here, very simple, see, one constructor, 3 properties, 1 navigation property. In employees, all the things. You can observe the code much more clearly when compared with the file. When you go to the file, you find the code. But here you find the list very clearly now. All the things will be coming for you. Understood or not? Am I clear? Okay, guys. Shall we continue our process to do a CRUD operations on this now? Okay. You want to do CRUD operations, huh? Guys, no need of writing any code. No need of writing any code. No need. Watch. I shown you this option, but we never used it. I want to add an employee controller first, and I want to create all the required views to manage employee data. Clear? Right click, add controller, and we used to select this, right? Look at the last option. MVC controllers with views using entity framework. Read the description on the other side. An MVC controller with actions and razor views to create, read, update, delete, and list entities from an entity framework data context. It is telling you, I will create all these things for you if you ask me. If you ask me with the help of your data context. Then it will ask you, when you click on the add, it will ask you two things now. What are the two things? What is your model class name? Means whether you want to create for employees departments, you should tell that. Second, what is your context class name? If I provide these two, it will generate everything for you automatically. Watch it. Click on the add button. See, not asking view name or anything, asking your model class name. What is your model class? Employee. Then it's asking you context class name. What is the context class name? MVC DB entities. See here, generate views, use layout page, reference script libraries, all. These are all old only. This is new for you. Generate views. And at the bottom, it will ask you, what should be the controller name? It is giving it as employees controller. If you feel that, no, give me as employee controller, change the name. No issues. Okay. Click on the add button and it is generating all the code for you. Watch. So it will generate views also. It will generate views. It will write action methods. Everything, whatever you are doing manually in the last 4 examples, all these things are automatically generated. Watch. Creating context class instance. Context class instance. We used to give the name as a DC. Here it is given the name as a DB or whatever name it gives. My first method. What is that? Index. So what is this index? This particular method is display employees. This method is display employees. And you see db.employees. What is this, sir? This is to tell, get me the corresponding department data also. And we got it by writing a join earlier. But here dot include, understand here simple English. Simple English there. Get me the employees data, include department data. It will get you the data from both the two. Now what is it doing, see? You know this now. You can call to list here also. But here it is calling. So converting it to list and sending to the view. And view will display that particular information. I'll show you every view. First, shall we look at the index view now? What the index view will show you the information in a table format. Come on. See all the views. First view. Observe it. Showing you the data. Table. See, display name for. Display name for here. This all in a written. The links to edit, details, delete. Passing the information now. Are you clear? Sir, EID, no, it has taken it as ID. It has taken it ID. Mainly inside of the code, this ID is converted to EID. That's all. Okay. So, but sir, delete doesn't have confirmation. No, delete doesn't have confirmation. Why? It has created a separate view for delete. It will show you, and there you have a delete button. So 8 methods will be there now, not 7 methods. Did you understand? What are the 7 methods? Display all, display single. Next, add, get, add, post. Next, edit, update. Last one, delete. But here, delete, get, delete, post. 2 methods are there. Okay, it has a separate view. That's why it doesn't have a confirmation. And what about adding? Adding link should be on the bottom, top, see. Admins create. There's a link for this. Understood? Open the controller back again. Second method. Details. Details will show you single result. Correct? Huh? See there. What is that you are given here? See the code? It's returning you bad request. What is that? ID is null here. ID cannot be null. So this is a bad request now. Okay. And if ID is not null, then it is calling find. How did we get? We return a query with a where clause. But here there's a direct method. What is the method? Find. Find what? Find it ID. It will find the record based on the primary key column of your table and fetching you employee. If employee null, what do you mean? What is this? Not found. Otherwise, return view. It is passing that employee to the view now. And there it is going to show you the data. What is the name of it? Details. Watch. See, it was using a DL, description list. DT is for showing the column names. DD is for values. DT and DD. And here it has given you a link, one link to edit. From here only you can click on edit and go to edit view. Or, you know the second link, na? It has also given you edit link. You saw a record here and you thought, let me edit this record now. You click on edit, directly it goes to edit view now. Am I clear? So like this, it was creating a view for the details. That create, get, create, post. And you remember, on one method get, one method post. One method get, one method is post. And I said you already, if you write on one method as get, automatically second method will become post. If you write on one method post, automatically one method will become get. Do you know, remember this or not? Now the same thing are happening here. See, this method is not decorated with any attribute, but this method is decorated with post. Understood? Okay. So basically, it is just going to provide a create here. What is this, you know? I'll explain you. We will write all this code on our own also. Wait a minute. I'm just, what is this, you know? This is to provide you the department's information to the drop down. We have also done, but we written our own code for that get departments one method of type list of select item list. Okay, but here it is done in a different way. When I am writing the code, I'll explain you. Okay, but just to notice, it is to pass the department's information. Afterwards, return view, blank view. Then create. And here it is just going to specify what is it? Employee. And validations are there, guys. Model state.is valid means success. I said you the method name, remember? Insert on submit is now add. Submit changes is now save changes. It is also doing the same thing only here. Where is redirecting? Index. For nothing but display employees. Okay. Well, what next? Edit. You're passing an ID. You can see if ID is null, bad request. Then it is calling find. Again, passing the DID. Passing the DID. All the department ID should be passed there now. Passing the department ID. Got it or not? Next what? Edit. The next thing is edit. We have an edit option here. So when you click on edit, the name is not update here, edit post. Edit get, edit post. Now see, it is not valid. For update, I said you remember, for update, each old one should be assigned to the new one. First create a reference. But it is a lengthy process. Later on, it will be in one line of code. I said you remember? That is only how do you do it. There is a method called entry. For that, model object, state. What is the state? Modified state. Then call save change. No need to assign. No, sorry. The steps are reduced now. Create a reference. Every old value should be over to the new value. Not needed. Straight away, you can do it. Again, I'm telling you, when I was writing the code, I'll explain you about it. Don't bother now. Okay, then it is calling save changes, redirect. Understood or not? What next? Delete. This is the get for the delete. It will launch the view. It will launch the view. This is the post for the delete. It will delete the record. How to delete? Listed you all. Insert on submit name is add. Delete on submit name is remove. Which one is simple? This is simple English now. When you call object oriented, why you say insert and update, I'll directly call add it, remove it, submit changes, then that save changes is more clear there. And finally calling Save changes. All the methods are ready, guys. Understood, all of you? All the methods are ready. Everything is ready for you in this context. Okay. Now, if you want, you can run this. You can directly run this. What is the controller name? Employee. We should have added a link. We should have added a link in the layout. We did not do it now. Go to shared. Go to layout. Remove this link. Copy. Tell me employee management index. Employee. The first method name is index. For us, the first method name is display employees, display students. That's how we have got. But here it is taking the name as index. See output here. If you don't like miss anything or if you want to review anything, you can modify employee management. Employee DA is not shown. See. Correct? Let's add it. Let's add it, man. Go to index. Let's add it. Dot EID. Then in the same way, come here. Dot EID. Customize, man. Showing you. If you see, inactive records are also coming in the list. 1003 is an inactive record. That is also coming in the list. Correct? If you don't want it, you can use a filter. When we do, we will do all those things. When we do, we'll do all these particular things. Don't worry. Now we can say dot where, and you can say e dot status is equals to true. A where clause now. Okay. CS changes, I need to stop it. CS changes, I need to stop it. And I said if view changes, you can save and refresh, but CS changes, I need to stop. Once you get it, customizing is easy now. So edit, details, delete. We also done the same thing only. When we click on edit, see, it is passing that value. Sir, not a query string, no, it is route. Why? Because the name is taken ID. When the name matches with the route name, default route name ID is there now. When the name matches, route will come. If name doesn't matches, query string will come. We never given it as ID. Or we given EID, SID. Name is on match, not matching. That's where query string. Now ID matches with the existing ID in the route now. So that is why it is taking it as a route. Tomorrow, if at all I'm giving 1010, existing or not existing? Not found. Why it returned you there? Do you remember? I shown you. It returning you as not found. That's why we are getting it as not found there. So 1002 is the record what I want to edit, and you see edit view. Edit view. Drop down showing you the departments. Currently it was associated with sales department. You want to change anything? You can change it. I want to increase the salary of this employee to 55,000 and click on save. It'll save you. Otherwise, back to list, click save. Save. Okay. Well, see, these are details. When you click on the details, it will open the details. From here, if you want to edit, you can click on the edit and also edit now. Save. See, this is also edited. and delete. It won't delete off here. When you click on the delete button, it'll open you. Are you sure? Asking all the data. If you say back, not deleted. You say back, it is not deleted now. Okay. So same way, if I say delete, this is going to be deleted here. What is the record? This record is going to be deleted. Delete will delete off the record. It's a permanent deletion, not a status change. Why? That code is generated by the entity framework. If you want status change, you change it accordingly now. But what is that doing is only permanent deletion. See there, all the things are ready. And you want to add a record? Create new. Asking you for the details. Employee number is auto generation now. So asking for the details now. Okay. I'm entering a name. And job is an analyst. Salary some 25,000. And coming to the department is a financial analyst now. Status, create. It created. Are you clear? Okay, like this, it is just going to generate you 2021. Problem with identity. It should come 120. No, not 67 should come. There's something with identity. Don't know. Not our problem here. SQL Server problem. Our application is not generating this. So it's generating SQL Server is generating. Why it jumbled like this? I don't know what happened. But it inserted you a record. Am I clear? So we did not write even any code here now. In link to SQL, half of the code it written, half of the code I have written. And now nothing I have written here. Everything is generated for me. All code is generated for me automatically. Did you people understand me? No audio. Am I audible, guys? Online students? Okay. Okay, thank you. Shall we try writing these things manually on our own without using NT framework? Like manually creating the views. I want to do on my own now. Creating views code is same old code here. No, nothing new. Same only. What I require to explain is only about the controller code. Another thing, no need a DAL class. Why no need DAL class? You're not writing complex statements at all. Simply you want to get the data, you call dc.employees. Finish. You want a where clause, dot where. Why to write a DAL class again? When the things are simplified, when I want to write some complex queries and all, DAL class. But here we don't do anything now. Simple methods. So there's no need of writing a. Okay now? So one more time, watch it. We will reconfigure this particular project, but now without using scaffolding. I wanted to write all the code on my own. I want to write all the code on my own now. For what? For controller and views. Help me, please. Name. MVC with EF, NT framework, DBF2. Database first, second example. Yes, guys, from here I want what to do? Just a minute. Help me. Models. Add new item. Data. And here the name is not important. I said you already. Test EF. Same story. New connection. Server name. SC 123. MVC DB. Clicking on test connection is to make sure all our details are correct. That's all. Okay. Yes. Next. NT framework 6. Department and employee. Finish. Sir, you'll have a doubt out with images and all, sir. After this example here, installation is failing here. The installation is failing for me. I don't know why. Don't worry. Okay. So click on the OK button. Installation failed here. Installation failed. I'll show you. NT framework, you won't get an attributes. And let us install it explicitly on our own. That's why I asked you to build your project. Once you build your project, you'll come to know about all the appropriate things. So come to Solution Explorer. See there, you don't have. What are that? NT framework.SQL Server. So that's why if I build, I'll see all the errors now. All these errors. So what you'll do? Open Package Manager console, package hyphen install entity framework. Oh, sorry, guys. Reverse now. Install hyphen package. Installed. Got it. Build. Okay, now done. What next? Controllers. Add controller. MVC 5 controller. Employee. We'll start writing all these methods now. We'll write in our own standards. First step, import the model class. Sorry, import the model namespace. Dot models. Next, create the context class instance. What is the name of the context class? Not context, entities. No need to read the connection string or no need to pass the connection string. You can use core also. We can use core also. But the old versions of the entity framework core, which is not available now. See the list I given in the notes already. In the table I said here, EF core can be used with .NET framework also, but old versions of EF core, which is outdated, not available now. Okay. Yeah. What is the name of the class? MVCDB entities. My first method. Public view result. Okay. Where EMPS is equals to DC.employees. We'll get you all the employees, guys. We'll get you all the employees. No, I don't want all the employees. What I want is only the employees whose status is equals to 1. Clear dot where E lambda expression E dot status is equals to true. Got it? I got it. I got the records. Simply what you'll do? Return view of EMPS. Did I convert into to list? Tell me, but still it works. Still it works because my front end is using IEnumerable. So that is why even though it doesn't convert into to list also, the code will work. Second method. Display employee. Okay. What where emp is equals to dc dot employees dot find. You can directly all find. Okay, we missed it. Int eid. Pass the eid. Eid is the primary key column of your table, right? It will set the data based on the primary key column and returns you the value. What to write? That's all. Return view emp. You're going to pass on the to it. Understood? Public view result, add employee. Here is a blank view, right? Right or wrong? Wrong. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You say wrong, nah. Why? Department data should be passed, nah. Because the drop down has to be filled with the department's information. Okay, we'll see how to pass it. We'll see how to pass it. Post. Public. Redirect to route result. Add employee. What's your model? Employee EMP. Okay. So first, imagine yourself. What are they? Are you going to provide a checkbox for the status on the UI or not? If you don't provide, then you should say emp.status is equals to true. Why? I said to you it already. You have only five controls on the UI. Sorry, 4 only. Name, job, salary, and department ID. Then status will take the default value now. What is that? False. And false will be inserted off. So I should first make it as true. Afterwards, dc dot finish here. That's all. That's all. 2 methods. First, add. Next, save. Add is same as insert on submit. Save is same as submit changes. The instance is created and the record is added. Okay, what next? Action. Redirect to action where display employees. Spelling mistake. Employees. Next. Public ID. Where is equals to dc dot employees dot find. Find what? EID. Next, return view EMP. But here also we are not passing the department details. I'll tell you how to pass it. Tell me next method. Public redirect to route result. Update employee. What do you pass? EM. And here also by default the status value will be false. So what should I do? Now under this EMP you have all the new values, correct? Yes or not? So in our link to SQL, what I said to you, first you're required to create a reference. After creating a reference, you will have old values in that. Override all the old values with the new values. Afterwards, you're required to call the save changes. Now no need here, no need. There is a method called entry. There is a method called as entry. For this, you're required to pass the object what is modified, EMP. Dot, there is a property called state is equals to entity state dot modified. If I say entity state dot deleted, it will delete the record here. If I say entity state dot dead, it will delete the record. Entity state dot modified. It looks a little bit lengthy because of the namespace. Remove it. import it on the top. System.data.entity. That's all. This will update the record. This will update the record. Next, save changes. Next, redirect to action. Display employees. Display employees. Okay, now what next? Public view result. Delete employee. How you want to do it? Shall we do it like a two methods like what it has done? When we click on delete, a view will launch with yes or no button. If I click on yes, that will delete. If I click on no, that's not going to delete. Understood? I want it to be designed like that. I want it to be designed like that only. Okay, then if that is the case, then this is the get action. What to do? Where emp is equals to dc dot employees dot find of eid return view emp. This will launch the view first. Next, http post public redirect to route result delete employee. Delete employee. And remember a point here. What is that? You're passing the employee to the view. From there, you click on delete. That will send the employee back again to you now. So here also what we get is employee. Array, for insert and all, we pass it, we get the employee back now. Same way. But only thing is, it is like update here. Only thing is an update modified values will be here, but here no modified values will be there. Here no modified values will be present. Yeah. If you want to do a permanent deletion, dc dot employees dot remove what? emp. dc dot save changes. Return redirect to action. Display employees. No, sir, I'm not planning for a permanent deletion. Then what are you planning for? I'm planning for a update. I'm planning for a update. No worries. You're planning for update. That's it now. Okay. emp dot status is equals to false. On the UI, if you don't have a status checkbox, then by default it is false only. Are you clear? The UI, if you have a checkbox, then it is true. So I'm setting emp dot status equals to false. Next line. DC dot. 2 minutes back only I said you forget already. Entry of emp dot state equals to edit dot modify. If the status checkbox is not on the UI, that line also not required here. That's all. So this is for permanent deletion. This is for update status to inactive. Choice is yours. If you comment this, uncomment this, permanently deleted. Otherwise, status update. Okay, now. What next? We need to create the views now. We need to create the views. Let's do it. Add view. @model. I dot employee. View creation code is same now. I am not talking about the view creation code, guys. You already know this view creation code. Let me simply copy paste the view creation code. A header. Next. Table. Class equal to table. No need this border attributes and all. I'm directly using a bootstrap class there. Okay. Next, what? We want to create a TR. What are the columns you want to show? Employee ID, employee name, job, salary. Status is your choice. If you want to show it to user or not, ignore it. Department ID, department name, location. Correct? Huh? Are you clear till now? ID, name, job, salary. Status also I'm showing, guys. I'm showing status also in the UI. EID. Okay. What next? Sir, name and location also required. Name and also required. Observe it, guys. We are provided with one navigation property na dot department dot d name. Enough. Same way. Dot department dot location. This is going to show you the name and location options also now. No join, nothing. How you getting it? Navigation properties. Navigation properties are providing me the options to me. Okay, now what next? Actions here. We need one more thing also now. What is that? Actions. Fine. Next, for each loop. You need to build a row. And inside of it, check ID, name, job, salary, status, DID. I think here I used some alignments, right, center. Just I use some options there. That's all. Don't worry about it. What next? You want D name, right? Employee dot department dot D name. Employee dot department dot location. Got it, huh? Next, again, TD, 3 hyperlinks. We need to add 3 hyperlinks. Observe. Details, edit, delete. Passing on the values. And here I did not use the JavaScript code now. On client click, I did not write that. Are you clear? Sorry, on click is equals to, I did not write it. Why? We are planning to launch a view. We are planning to launch a view for this. Run. And it will show you the data from both the 2 tables. We don't have any separate class that we have defined like we have done in the Friday's example. Sorry, Thursday, Friday, we have done a TMP, DEPT. Today we did not do that. Directly we have worked with employee, and the employee is going to fetch the data from employee also, department also. Both the 2 things that will fetch me the data. Observe it, all of you. All the records. Okay, now, if you don't want status, remove the status. Then you will not see the status. That's up to you guys, how you want to design it. That's up to you, how you just wanted to design it. So we can see all these columns in the list. Is it clear? What next? Details. What next is details. On the click of the details. See now, what we used here. Is it matching with the route name? No, because it doesn't match with the route name. The value goes as a query string. If it matches with the query, route name now, you'll see, /1001. Matches with the route name, you will see like this. When it doesn't match with the route name, this is how you will see. Did you catch my point or not? Okay, let us do one thing. ID. I'm giving it as ID. Just to show you guys, that's all. But again, my action method parameter name I should change again. Remember, it doesn't work now. My action method parameter name is EID, na? That doesn't work. Just to give an idea, I am showing you that, that's all. Okay, I changed it up to my original. Okay, or otherwise, you want to make it an ID also, use it. Your choice, no problem. Fine. What next? Add view, MVC 5 view, empty, model class name is employee. And you want to show all the data in a table format, right? Check again. This is same code, man. Got it. ID, name, job, salary, all. Okay, now I want to do this. Like our previous, we saw edit link also there. Now I too want to add here edit and back. So I'm not giving the call span now. I will add the two separate columns. Edit employee. I can have a link to the edit employee now. What is the method name? Edit employee. Edit employee. Afterwards, new of employee ID is equals to @ model.8. Are you clear? So it is same like how we added up in this case. Okay. @ required. No, anyhow, it is an Angular. Sorry, that's a that's a block, C# block only. So no need to write that directly model.eid. Okay. So first go to display. Yeah, details. From here, edit. Name wrong. Oh, we did not create the view still. We did not create the view still. Okay. Lengthy, it's very lengthy. Back to employees. Fine. We are done. What next? Add. Add. Listen. Carefully observe it. add, we create a view, but we have a drop down. We have a drop down here. The drop down should be loaded with the department details. Correct? Actually, they made these things very simple to work. What is it? The department data can be passed to the view with the help of a view bag. With the help of a view bag. View bag dot view bag. Remember, we should give a name to this now. View bag dot price. View bag dot product name. Like this, we have worked earlier. Same way, we should give a name. What name? The actual property name only. DID. DID. For this, what you're required to pass is, you're required to pass a select list. What you're required to pass? Select list. New select list. And this takes 3 parameters here. What are the 3 parameters, you know? From where should it pick the data? From where should it pick the data? From where should it pick the data? Departments. DC dot departments, comma. Second parameter, what it will ask you is, listen, just a minute. What is the value field? Value field is a DID. What is the text field? The text field is a DName. DName. So what is the beauty of this code, you know? It will directly create you a list of select list items to you. It will directly create items. We picked one by one record. We looped it, and we added to a list, and finally return the list. Last class example code I shown you. But here, no need here. This will do the job. Understood? This is going to load. To do now. In edit also, I need to do it. Are you getting me or not? So what should I do? To DC dot departments new select list DC dot departments, comma, DID, comma, DName. One more parameter is here. What are the other parameter? Default selection. Default selection. What do you want the default selection? Tell me, guys, what do you want the default selection? The selected value. What is the current selected value should be the default selection now? emp.did. emp.did. But here you did not pass that, sir. That is insert. Yeah, insert doesn't have selected item already. Insert doesn't have a selected item, but edit have a selected item now. That should be passed here. Fourth para, overload method. Okay now? And finally, when I click on the add, now what is it? Okay, empty employee. Just a second. Next, add using no images now. Made that extra things there. Name, job, and salary. What next? Department, right? Watch the department data, all of you, carefully. Watch the department data carefully. First one is a label. Why I used a label here is, not used a helper. Why? It will show as a DID. No, I don't want DID. I want to show department. Drop down list. Do you know what is this? The viewback name. What is this? Viewback name. What is the name? DID. What is this? Default selection. Array for insert default selection should be select a department. Correct? Huh? Then the two buttons. You know this? And lastly, a link for this. What is new in our code? That is only new. And nothing special there. DID is your model property, comma, select. And see, our viewback name is also DID now. Automatic binding will be done. Automatic binding will be done. If the viewback name is different from this, automatic binding will not be done. Compulsory, it should be the model property name only. What is the model property name? DID. So here also viewback name should be DID, and automatic binding will take place for you at this place. And directly you can see that in this list. Oh, time is 9:12. See there. Okay, now let's continue the next session, guys.